Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Leasur, and in today's video, I'm going to be share a science fiction story. If you're new here, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a future upload. And for my returning viewers, thank you so much for your support. Let's get started. Burning Chrome, Science Fiction, Story. Written by William Gibson, 1948, USA. William Ford Gibson is an American-Canadian story writer and essayist, widely noted for pioneering the subgenre of science fiction cyberpunk. Gibson's works often explore the effects of cybernetic technology and computer networks on human beings. In this story, Gibson coined the term cyberspace. It revolves around two freelance hackers, Automatic Jack, a hardware specialist, and Bobby Quine, a software expert, who hacked the computer program Chrome, a network of criminal connections and transactions for profit. The story portrays the Matrix, a virtual representation of the digital world, as a captivating phenomenon. Physically interfacing with data, computer system, and spending so much time within the digital world, it becomes a wonder whether one might begin to experience boundaries of reality virtual blurring. Characters. Bobby specializes in software, but he is going to retire from hacking and has been looking for one last big score. He is a relatively small-time hacker, because of the threat of walking in the field of Chrome. Jack specializes in the hardware aspect of his hacking duo with Bobby Quine. He makes up for losing his arm in a war with his almost bionic, electronic/robotic/automatic arm, and he does everything from fixing and building the hardware he and Bobby use, to purchasing the necessary hardware and software for their hacking needs. Ricky, Bobby's love and new addition to the group as the big score gets planned and executed. She is interested in the Hollywood scene, and as Bobby and Jack pull off the job, she leaves for Hollywood, leaving Bobby and Jack in grief. Chrome, she is a big-time criminal who deals with money for crime syndicates and has a lot of money, power, and connections. Although she is not a big part of the plot, she is the extremely dangerous target Bobby has chosen to rob. Chrome starts the story as someone who is untouchable, but after losing her money is able to be held to her crimes as she does not have the influence and power to protect her. The Finn, he is the person who sold Jack the Russian software that was used to pull off the big score. Summary and analysis. This story is the precedent, example, of the author's famous novel Neuromancer, which is followed by Count Zero. All his books represent similar ideas and themes. The story is about Bobby, Jack, and Ricky. Bobby is an expert hacker specializing in software, while Jack is the same but specializes in hardware. The story begins in Bobby's loft, the two men gathering together in an attempt to hack into a system that will make them rich beyond their wildest dreams. At the end of their struggle, they were triumphant in the biggest score of their young lives, but they paid a terrible price for it. Interestingly, they were regular hackers who were content in making money, but not more than the amount for which they will get caught. In the end, they wanted to get rich quick because they know that they are getting older and slower, but more importantly, because they are in love with the same woman, but only Jack knows about it. Chrome, a network of criminal connections and transactions for profit. Matrix, a virtual representation of the digital world, as a captivating phenomenon. Bobby, Jack, and Ricky went through a significant change in their personality and in their worldview, and how they tried to deal with the sudden transformation of their individual lives. Although they have different backgrounds, Bobby seemed a true-blooded nerd, crazy-going person, who always loved computers, while Jack seems the more adventurous type who also happens to like computers and its ability to make money without going through the rigors of the rat race. Ricky, on the other hand, can be compared to a girl who came from the boondocks, remote places, and content to enjoy life and focus not on the more severe side of life but in how she can buy the things that she believes are important to her. They are converging into one goal in one place. They are willing to go deep into cyberspace to make a great deal of money doing something hazardous because they believe that striking it rich is the only way that they can be happy. In their intertwined lives of Bobby, Jack, and Ricky, the author was given a platform to talk about the problems faced by young men and women who had to deal with the same anxieties and desires as the people of an earlier generation. Still, this time around, they had to do it with the advent of new technology that is both difficult and scary to deal with. This is also a reflection of the impact of modern technology on the lives of the young as they struggle, with new ways to survive and thrive in a world controlled by things that are very powerful and yet unseen and misunderstood. The characters in Gibson's prose depicted the kind of lifestyle evident in the postmodern world. Bobby is someone who has great talent, and he can bend the rules because of that talent, and yet he is lost. In the past, society was predictable. Parents would aspire their children to be physicians, lawyers, engineers, accountants, etc. And the moment this decision was made, the children will conform to the dictates of society, partially because they also have the same values and they have the same goals, and even partially because they are too afraid of the backlash, repercussion/reaction, of rebelling against these norms. In the postmodern world, however, there are alternative ways to make a great deal of money and gain the respect of people. Bobby, Jack, and Ricky may not possess the credentials and the pedigree, lineage, that would have given them access to Wall Street or some glitzy, showy, establishment that will ensure them not only of a fat paycheck but the adoration of the crowd, and yet they have the power to experience the lifestyle of the rich and famous even if they technically do not possess the means. This is their dilemma. They live in the gray area of society. They are not criminals based on the old-fashioned way of interpreting what a crime is and what is the typical profile of a lawbreaker. This is because they commit crimes without even leaving their homes and without severe physical exertion except for the slight movement of the hands and the fingers to type specific key phrases, keywords, and passwords. In the beginning, Bobby was the picture of confidence and skill, but in the end, he was reduced to someone who cannot function without the things that he can use, either it is liquor or women. In the beginning, Jack was seen as an able partner, an equally talented intrusion, disturbance, specialist like Bobby, but as the story progresses the reader understands more and more of his stump, remains. His hand was cut off some time ago and this has given him an insecurity that is hard to explain but painful nonetheless, especially when it comes to his love for Ricky. At the end of the story, the reader witnessed a complete transformation in their lives. Bobby, who was supposed to be always in control, was revealed to be a person controlled by lust. Jack, who at first was seen as a skillful man, was slowly recognized as a man struggling with a handicap. He was a one-armed man who felt that there are so many things that he cannot do. His love for Ricky was the ultimate proof that he could not live life without Bobby, for he will only love the things and the people that Bobby loves. He ended being with him, used as a crutch T-shaped support for a lame person fitting under the armpit/Vaisha Aki, instead of being with the person that he loves and the things that he wanted to do and accomplish in life. Problem and solution. According to Theodore Sturgeon, a science fiction story is built around human beings. Therefore, the fictionalized narrative with the futuristic setting and mind-boggling technology are just there as a backdrop for something more important than the material realm. It is just the foundation used to build up a story about a human problem and solution. This short story is replete, filled, with gadgets and technology, but these were all just smokescreens because at the heart of the story was the struggle of two men. They knew that they are not going anywhere socially and economically speaking. It is a struggle faced by many people. There are just so many people out there who cannot move forward and feels like they have no choice but to stagnate, cease motion/activity/progress. There is also a too familiar conflict between two friends. They complement each other like cookies and cream, coffee, and sugar, but they are also so much different. They use different methods on how to accomplishing things, and yet they are also so like-minded that they can finish each other's sentences. And finally, they are so close that they even ended up loving the same woman. This is the conflict of the story. Two people who are inseparable because they create perfect music together, and yet circumstances in their lives dictate that they had to part ways. Gibson created a story that is similar to those found in Greek tragedy. Two people that the audience can consider to be brothers had to destroy each other to realize their dreams and fulfill their desires. But the woman of their thoughts is not even interested in them. She is only there because of the action, the thrill, and the things that she can get from them. Dealing with the alien. Another facet of a good fiction story is the element that deals with the alien. It could be an alien planet, an alien being, or alien surroundings. It has also been said that the authors did not really mean to talk specifically about aliens but simply using a metaphor to talk about life. And indeed, it is true that in the quest for life, in the journey that everyone has to take, he or she will inevitably experience an encounter with the alien. In the case of Bobby and Jack, they needed to confront an idea that is very foreign to them, and it is the fact that they needed to find another job to find another source of income. But they are hackers for as long as they can remember, and they cannot imagine doing anything different. Nevertheless, the day was fast approaching that they really need to abandon their pirate ways, and that fact alone has brought them intense anxiety and foreboding because they could not imagine how to find meaning outside their current world. Conclusion. It was supposed to be fiction, and to be about gadgets, technology, and the future. The author was using everything, the language used, the computers, and the various activities that the characters engaged in to illustrate the complexities of life. The characters represented humanity and the challenges and pressures that humanity had to deal with in the past decades. The world was radically changed by technology that it now dictates man's way of life. Bobby, Jack, and Ricky also illustrated real-life problems that include money, love, friendship, boredom, lust, and everything else related to it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a future upload. And if you have any suggestions for future content, feel free to leave them in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your support and I'll see you in the next one.